Was there of being the accountant for Floyd Mayweather for a number of years. Just residences, making 100, 200 grand here or there, $50,000 not going to affect. But for those large investors, obviously that's becoming very concerning, because if you've got a building, big mall or something else, it could be worth $100 million. All of a sudden, you've got a $10 million profit on there that's now going to be taxed at 37 or 40 versus 20 to 24. Huge difference. So that's the biggest one people are keeping their eye on.
I mean, dang, Floyd Money Mayweather. Man, wow, y'all around here getting Rolexes, not paying for them. Man, y'all got stacks of money, owing jewelers money.
A stunning development has sent shockwaves through both the sports industry and the financial community. Floyd Mayweather's former personal accountant has reportedly stepped forward, making serious allegations about the boxing star's financial situation. According to this insider account, Mayweather is said to be burdened by an estimated $500 million in debt, an accusation that sharply contrasts with the image of extreme wealth he has projected for years. For decades, Mayweather cultivated a public identity centered around opulence, showcasing high-end cars, lavish properties, and an extravagant lifestyle. That carefully crafted persona is now being called into question. As more information begins to surface, supporters and skeptics alike are asking how one of the highest-earning athletes of all time could allegedly find himself facing financial too.
There.
Money Mayweather. That's awesome. So you mentioned said not to get in their lives. I have to tell this. I remember as I think I was a teenager. Yeah, I was going to college. I didn't go all the way through, but the criminal justice teacher told us when you do your taxes, if you're dealing drugs, that you should end up putting you're a salesperson. I don't know about that firsthand, but I just remember
that's how it's classified.
He specifically said, he kind of looked at everybody, he's like, for those of you guys, it's a salesperson. And I was like, all right, but no, man, I got asked. So Money Mayweather, what was that like? Just
Absolutely great experience. I had a great time doing his work. Problem is as the manager goes, so does the CPA. So when he changed managers, we ended up getting kicked to the curb.
According to accountant Dave Hall, the alleged financial decline stems from a combination of unchecked spending and questionable investment decisions. Even though Mayweather generated enormous income through fights and business deals, Hall claims that constant high-cost purchases, such as numerous luxury homes and an extensive collection of expensive vehicles, quickly drained substantial portions of that wealth. The situation was reportedly made worse by speculative investments that were undertaken without sufficient financial guidance. Many of those ventures did not produce meaningful returns, adding further strain and deepening the reported financial difficulties.
Okay, so Money Mayweather is jabbed by the IRS here. What happened? Well, he took a large S-corp deduction for legal expense. The merits of that didn't even matter because he missed his appeal deadline of the denial. His accountants and lawyers screwed up, so the tax court said, hey, you were too late appealing this. You got to pay us back all the tax plus penalties plus interest. Moral of the story, pay attention to the deadlines on the IRS letters. Really sad they didn't do it in this case, with considering the armies of lawyers and accountants he has. So pay attention, hit your deadlines on audit, otherwise you're going to lose the appeal.
But he said the only thing I have to have as a billionaire, I got to have a private jet. He was like, that's the best. He said that's the best main thing.
That's not what Warren Buffett got, a private jet. So me and Warren Buffett is sitting down like this in a dressing room one time, right before one of my fights, and I'm talking to him. I'm talking to him we talking about jets. I'm talking about my jet. At that particular time, I think I had 2 jets at that time. The next thing you know, this man tell me he got, I think, 540 jets. You gotta think he owned net jets, if I'm not mistaken. So he had like 500 and some jets. So he really showing out.
Yeah.
So, but it's just that when you've been living this life for so long, I think it's normal, but when people go on social media, they post, and then when I post, they get mad.
Paul disclosed that while Floyd Mayweather appeared dominant and unshakable inside the ring, his private life told a different story. Away from the spotlight, he reportedly struggled with personal and emotional challenges that were largely hidden from the public. These difficulties underscore the intense pressure and isolation that can come with reaching the pinnacle of success. Although Mayweather consistently projected confidence and control, he was not immune to internal battles, reminding audiences that even the most accomplished athletes face deeply personal struggles behind the scenes.
But something that many people, it's public knowledge, not sharing anything that's not out there, but something many people don't realize is he suffered a lot through his life with depression. It's something that he's struggled with mentally. And with that, we saw some of the progress and growth that he went through, some of the struggles that he was facing, and to have a lot of respect for someone that goes out there and pushes it every day and tries to be a better person.
Yeah, I got. Did he have the $20,000 in sides at the restaurant, Wolf of Wall Street? Are they cure cancer?
Steve Morano, who previously worked alongside Floyd Mayweather, has offered insight into the concerns surrounding the boxer's finances. He points out that even though Mayweather reportedly generated more than $1 billion throughout his career, maintaining an ultra-luxurious lifestyle can rapidly reduce even enormous earnings. Morano explains that when income reaches the multi-million-dollar level, it becomes easy to overlook how quickly funds can vanish once recurring expenses, taxes, and ongoing obligations are factored in. To illustrate, he notes that someone bringing in $3 million annually could still face financial strain if monthly expenses exceed $100,000, leaving very little in actual retained wealth.
Floyd Mayweather is the most successful boxer in history with a 50-0 record, and one of the wealthiest athletes of all time with $1 billion in earnings. But I bet you didn't know it all started with a $750,000 bet on himself. Here's the wild story. In 2006, Floyd Mayweather was 10 years into his boxing career and earning over $5 million per fight. At the time, Mayweather was signed to Bob Arum's Top Rank Boxing promotion, a partnership which saw Arum get 25% of Mayweather's fight purse. But Mayweather wanted more, and in 2006, he turned down $8 million to fight Antonio Margarita and said he deserved $20 million to fight Oscar De La Hoya. Arum wasn't happy and wouldn't pay up, so Mayweather paid the $750,000 exit fee in his contract to leave Top Rank. Mayweather then went on to promote his own fights, earning a percentage of every ticket, hot dog, and beer sold at the event, and most importantly, all pay-per-views sold. And just 1 year later in 2007, after leaving Top Rank, Mayweather made $25 million for his win against Oscar De La Hoya. Now that's what happens when you bet on yourself.
In Mayweather's situation, monthly expenses could reportedly climb into the millions. When significant tax obligations and the upkeep of numerous high-end properties and assets are added to the equation, even an enormous fortune can diminish faster than expected. Morano emphasizes that regardless of how substantial someone's wealth may be, sustained high spending without disciplined financial oversight can create vulnerability. That risk becomes even greater when unforeseen legal issues or business setbacks enter the picture.
But he said, the only thing I have to have as a billionaire, I gotta have a private jet. He was like, that's the best. He said, that's the best main thing.
That's not what Warren Buffett got, a private jet. So me and Warren Buffett is sitting down like this in a dressing room one time, right before one of my fights, and I'm talking to him. You know, we talking about jets. I'm talking about my jets. At that particular time, I think I had 2 jets at that time. The next thing you know, this man tell me he got, I think, 540 jets. You gotta think he owned net jets, if I'm not mistaken. So he had like 500 and some jets. So he really showing out.
Yeah.
So, but you know, it's just that when you've been living this life for so long, I think it's normal, you know, but you know, when people go on social media, they post, then when I post, they get mad.
In a recent interview, Steve Morano provided additional context about Mayweather's prolonged time in Dubai. According to Morano, the boxer's stay in the UAE was connected to a major business project centered on a gold mining investment. This explanation presents an alternative view to earlier remarks from Gervonta Davis, who had implied that Mayweather remained in Dubai because of unresolved financial obligations. Morano maintained that the trip was driven by calculated business decisions, not by any form of monetary hardship.
Floyd in a minute. But, you know, I'm tight with his right-hand man, my man, S-Mac. I knew S-Mac for 25 years. I tried to call him and figure out what was good with it. He didn't get back to me yet. And I'm sure even if he did get back, he probably don't want to speak on it. Look, they got him over there. That's obvious. We know you've been there a month or whatever, and they say it's over some money. So Floyd got money, so he just better hope they don't take it legal. They saying that he owed some people money out there for the transaction that didn't go through, and he's supposed to get back that money. But Out there it's different. The rules is different. It ain't like here where you got a civil court. So I don't know the rules, I don't know the regulations. So
Morano clarified that although Floyd Mayweather has not been formally imprisoned, his circumstances in Dubai remain troubling. According to reports, his passport has allegedly been taken, limiting his ability to travel outside the country even though he is not physically detained in a cell. As a result, he cannot depart freely until the reported financial matter is settled. What makes the situation unusual is that, despite these restrictions, Mayweather is said to be residing in an ultra-luxury hotel and maintaining a high standard of comfort. Still, the central concern persists. The inability to leave on his own terms suggests a form of confinement, regardless of the upscale surroundings.
Out there, they got Floyd Mayweather, like...
Well, I ain't say kidnap, but you know, you got your passport taken. You can't come and leave when you want to go, but he ain't in jail, so
okay.
He's out in a 6-star hotel being Floyd, so I guess it ain't that bad, but we'll see. We're going to watch and see like everybody else.
That's crazy. I mean, when you think of Money Mayweather, you thinking like Floyd may have like $1 billion or something.
He did. He made $1 billion plus. Floyd made a lot of money. And I don't really know Floyd's business, so I'm not going to speak on Floyd's business, but Floyd's very, very, as we all the world.
Steve Morano's claims regarding Mayweather's high-spending tendencies appear consistent with the boxer's recent lavish acquisitions. For example, to mark his 48th birthday, Mayweather reportedly purchased a custom-made watch adorned with a 145-carat diamond, valued at £1.4 million, from Pristine Jewelers in New York's Diamond District. This one-of-a-kind timepiece highlights his continued taste for extravagance and luxury.
How much is it?
$1.8 million.
$1.8 million watch.
$1.8 million, dude?
You're the first to see it.
That's insane. That
1.8 is high. Ooh. 18 life.
Happy birthday, champ.
That's how we doing.
That is sick, dude.
But you gotta show him what he say.
Money green.
No,
Hold on. This watch was made specifically for the champ, Floyd Money Mayweather. One of one piece.
One of one.
Money team.
Can we see it on him?
Yes, sir.
That one of one.
$1.8 million.
It's a one of one. I love that.
Having fun, living life, making power moves every day. As you guys can see my plaque right here for my buildings. Check it out. Truly blessed, hustling hard, making power moves. That's what I do. I always got to treat myself. A little gift. Now you guys seen this Himalaya, and this is what we do. Bior, another one, Money May, and you guys know the rest.
Amid flaunting his lavish jewelry, Mayweather Jr. is reportedly confronting a $4 million legal claim from Miami-based jeweler Leonard Sulamanov, who owns Lenzo & Company. The lawsuit, filed in August 2024, alleges that Mayweather and his enterprise, the Money Team, TMT, were involved in deceptive practices by obtaining luxury watches and diamond pieces without completing full payment.
Miami-based jeweler claims retired world championship boxer Floyd Mayweather Jr. owes him nearly $4 million for high-end watches and diamond jewelry he purchased back in 2021, according to a new federal lawsuit. It's suing Mayweather and his company, the Money Team, TMT, for violations of the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organization Act, RICO, along with counts of fraud, civil conspiracy, breach of contract, unjust enrichment, and civil theft, among other allegations, meaning y'all stole my shit. Got it. Oh. The suit, which was filed in Miami Herald Court on August 23rd, also names rapper Tyga, real name Michael Ray Stevenson, for allegedly failing to pay for a Rolex. This action arises out of a pattern of predatory, unfair, improper, fraudulent, and unscrupulous practices through which defendants use the plaintiff's reputation, business, and inventory to systemically steal and convert the plaintiff's watches and jewelry to their own without paying the full and fair.
The legal complaint claims that Mayweather and his associates breached the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, RICO, and includes allegations of fraud, civil conspiracy, breach of contract, unjust enrichment, and civil theft. Sulaimanov is reportedly seeking multi-million-dollar damages, in addition to interest and legal fees. At this time, Mayweather has not issued any public statement regarding the lawsuit. Meanwhile, as he turns more attention to real estate ventures, some of his bold assertions have been met with skepticism.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. I mean, we all know him, the tremendous, talented boxer, but people don't realize how smart he is in business, especially real estate. He just did a blockbuster deal, forget about it. Upper Manhattan, 1,000 units consisting of 60 buildings, affordable housing, $402 million purchase price. The seller, Black Spruce Management. This is going to be a monster huge deal. Already a very big portion of it already closed. The remaining portion should be closing the beginning of 2025. This is a guy who believes in long-term wealth, generational wealth. He's heavily involved in skyscrapers. Now he's getting very, very big in affordable housing in Upper Manhattan. Tremendous deal. $402 million. Once again, 1,000 units, 60 buildings. Forget about it, Maron. That's what I'm talking about. That's smart. That's generational wealth, in my opinion. Not financial advice, not a financial planner, but very, very impressed. Floyd Mayweather Jr. Not too shabby. V for victory.
Attempts to confirm Mayweather's real estate transactions have reportedly raised further questions. A spokesperson for his business ventures stated that the purchases were legitimate, but declined to provide an on-record comment. During the same call, a man identifying himself as James McNair participated, though his voice did not match previous recordings attributed to him. This irregular exchange has intensified doubts regarding the credibility of Mayweather's property holdings.
What's the point of buying 62 buildings? You buy a couple.
No, 62 units, I think, right?
No, 62 units could be one building.
Yeah, it could be.
They got buildings with 90 units and 100 and some units.
He has 62 multifamily units. That's what it says. So that's 62 buildings. Like you just said, it's probably 62
think
buildings.
About it. If he has that, some of the buildings they might not be in the best condition.
Right.
So knock it down and build, or if they're side by side, knock both of them down. Don't renew rents. Let them move out and then build a skyscraper.
Right. Or if he makes commercial properties out of some of those.
That's what I'm saying.
Sports analysts, including Shannon Sharp, have openly criticized Floyd Mayweather for his ongoing pursuit of financial gain and his repeated involvement in exhibition fights. They argue that these matches focus more on spectacle and entertainment than on true competitive boxing.
Sure, he could be 60 years of age and people would still pay per view to watch him box.
So the allure is still there.
Yeah.
They want to see Floyd get beat, even if it's somebody that's not a name that we... Man, a YouTuber did something that a world champion couldn't do.
Yeah. Didn't?
Yes.
No.
But I saw Floyd Mayweather get knocked down.
But at what point does Floyd have enough money not to stoop to do these exhibitions? But at some point, there is athletic dignity attached to 50 and 0, and that's the allure of this.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of, okay?
And the people that they're putting him in there with can't put him in harm's way.
No,
so he doesn't see I just, like you said, I watched this ruckus on Twitter. I was like,
what?
Like, oh my goodness.
Okay.
It definitely was like.
Sharp argues that Mayweather's exhibition bouts often feel more like staged performances, similar to professional wrestling events, with audiences drawn less by genuine competition and more by the hope of seeing Mayweather face defeat.
Get back?
Yep.
Does this man have no shame?
No.
Is he not easy money Mayweather now?
Get that money.
Yeah. Get that money.
He'll pick up either 15, 20 mil.
He was a highly respected champion.
Still
he
is.
dominated the sport.
Yes.
Greatest defensive fighter ever. And you're going to stoop to this?
Yep.
It's not even the right Paul. It's not Jake Paul. It's the older
we get
brother.
the brother. We get the brother.
He's
then.
easier.
Look, I was like, I started with the moment Nate Robinson hit that canvas face first. Yep. I'm like, who can we nominate as an athlete to get our get back? I looked at James Johnson.
Okay, but it's not Jake. It's the older brother.
I want somebody.
Somebody?
Brandon Marshall. Our first thing first, Brandon Marshall. Yep. But I'm going to tell you who good with their hands and you might not know. Curtis Martin.
So what?
And we want our get back. That's what.
So you want Curtis Martin to fight Jake Paul?
I want him to fight something. We go get our get back. Y'all not finna have bragging rights.
This isn't even a fight. Nope. This is an exhibition.
No, I know what happens.
How low can you go?
I know you over there. You're like, yeah, we got him. You know, no. We go get our get back. This for the culture. We got to represent. Money, represent.
Represent?
Yep, lump him up.
You represented against Conor McGregor, and it was a worthy fight. It was actually a battle.
We gonna lump him up. Yeah, we gonna lump him up.
Do you think Mayweather's exhibition fights are just a way to make quick money? Or is there more strategy behind them? Let us know your thoughts in the comments and join the discussion.